Your life path number is your purpose. It represents the person that you must become in order to fulfill your destiny. It is your life's algorithm. It programs all the events that you experience in your life in order to make you into the person that you're meant to be so that you can evolve, or it will break you and devastate you and cause you to reincarnate here and start the lesson all over again. As human beings, we have no control over our destiny or over our fate. We don't control how we're born, and we don't control how we die. All we can control is how we respond to the events that occur in our lives in between life and death. And this is what your life path is testing you on, your ability to respond accordingly to the events that are occurring in your life. If you pass the test, you're going to have a life of good fortune and fulfillment. And if you don't, you won't. It's just that simple. To calculate your life path number, all you do is add up all the singular digits in your full birthday, and the sum is your life path. So let's say, for example, you were born July 29th, 1999. What you do is take 7 plus 2 plus 9 plus 1 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9. That equals 46. 4 plus 6 makes a 10. 1 plus 0 makes a 1. This person is a life path 1. And you use that same method no matter what type of birthday that you have or how many birth numbers you have in your birthday. But today we're going to be talking about life path 6s. If all the numbers in your birthday adds up to a 6, a 15, a 24, a 33, or a 42, you are a life path 6, which is known as the caregiver, the harmonizer, and the sacred heart. These beings are ruled by Venus, which is the planet of love, beauty, devotion, harmony, and responsibility. Life path 6s are the soul nurturers of numerology. They are born to love, serve, and uplift others through compassion, beauty, healing, and family. Their presence often brings a sense of emotional warmth, safety, and refined grace. These individuals are drawn to relationships, communities, artistic beauty, and the home. But while their love runs deep, they must also learn to set boundaries, honor their needs, and to avoid becoming martyrs for those they love. And for those that don't know what the word martyr means, a martyr is just somebody who is altruistic, somebody who sacrifices themselves for others, or sacrifices something that they have for others. Life path 6s are here to lead with the heart, but they must learn to lead themselves first. If you're life path 15, you are a creative caregiver. This is a mix of leadership energy coming from the 1 and freedom-loving curiosity coming from the 5 into the heart-centered 6. These 6s are artistic, vibrant, and drawn to self-expression and emotional depth. They're often found in music, writing, coaching, or healing fields, especially when they're able to lead others into self-discovery through creativity. They initially struggle with choosing between freedom and responsibility, but they're the most fulfilled when they're able to nurture others without losing themselves in the process. They may alternate between extreme selfishness and self-sacrifice, and they must learn to balance their personal desires with devotion to others. If you're life path 24, you are the heart-centered provider. This is a combination of sensitivity coming from the 2, stability coming from the 4, and all of this is grounded into the deeply loyal 6. This is one of the most nurturing, dependable, and emotionally aware 6s. They're often called the parent or parent-like even when they're young, and they're drawn to service-oriented fields like teaching, counseling, therapy, medicine, hospitality, or family systems. They tend to attract others in need of healing, care, or emotional rebalancing. They may become overly responsible for others, leading to burnout, emotional repression, or even victim patterns. If you're life path 33, you are known as the master healer. The reason why the life path 33 is called the master healer is because the 6 is the healer and the number 33 is a master number. Any repeating number is a master number. This is the highest spiritual expression of the number 6 and is called the Christed path of love, forgiveness, and universal selfless healing. These souls are teachers, healers, and visionaries here to uplift humanity through emotional, creative, and spiritual service. Their presence can feel holy, graceful, or divinely magnetic, but for a lot of them, their path is extremely demanding. And so these people go through a lot of stuff, but it never shows. They never really show it. They're often tested through pain, abandonment, and emotional sacrifice early on in life, which fuels their healing mission. A lot of them tend to lose themselves in the service of others, and they must learn to love people without martyrdom and only teach from healed wounds. If you're Life Path 42, you are the devoted idealist. This combination is very similar to the number 24, but the priorities are reversed. In the number 42, structure coming from the 4 is used to support emotionality coming from the 2. These 6s are highly dutiful, sometimes sacrificing their youth or their own inner child for their family or for a cause. They're often drawn to activism, nonprofit work, healing arts, domestic life, or leadership in emotionally intense environments. There's a strong perfectionist streak in this number, and they may hold themselves to impossible standards. They can become overly rigid, controlling, or emotionally numb, all in the name of duty, and they must learn to allow softness and vulnerability if they want to remain open-hearted. No matter what type of Life Path 6 that you are, if you do happen to be Life Path 6, you are the heart of humanity, the one who mends, comforts, teaches, and uplifts through love and through presence. Know that your path is not about saving others. It's about learning how to love yourself just as much as you love other people. When you learn to set healthy boundaries with compassion, you'll become a sacred force for healing, a bridge between beauty and duty, and a living example of what it means to care with strength. If you would like to learn more about numerology, click the link in my profile bio and read my book, Supreme Mathematics. And if you like a reading, just book a session. You can also find that in the link in my profile bio. Now have a great rest of your day.